Good morning, folks. Welcome to this week's list. Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to this channel and you enjoy these, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people by the end of this year. It really helps me out. And frankly, you know what? It makes me motivated to do these lists, which frankly today, it's been a rough start. So without going into the gory details, let's go ahead and get started. I hope you like walkers because everything on this is going to be walkers. Let's talk real quick about the series. All right. So the way I look at it in my head when I go to buy Walking Liberty half dollars is that there are 4 different types of walkers across the spectrum. Now, I'm not talking about the short set versus the early dates. I'm talking about just how walkers look and what the market likes. The first one, which I would say is probably the most popular in the set, is just pure white, right? So that's not this one. Let me just pick out one of these coins here. This is this one that's going, you're getting a little preview. It's a coin like this. That's a white, blast white, original white walker as it came. I don't think that coin's been dipped. It looks legit. Okay, then you have a coin like this, which is what I call the purest original with good eye appeal. So not dark, like you don't want brown, nasty toning on stuff. Like the browns are not good. This coin is not that. That's just, it's kind of got like the highlights and like the deepness in the kind of like frames the portrait. Then there are rainbow walkers, which I do not have any because they are really hard to find. That's like exceptional color along the lines of what you would find on like a Morgan dollar. And even the best ones don't really get ever that sort of look. And then the last set is like dark, original, sort of what I consider to be non-market acceptable Walking Liberty half dollars. So with that in mind, and then one last statement is usually it's divided into 2 sets, the early sets, which go up to 1933, and then the later sets, which are afterwards. There is a short set that starts in 1941, 20 coins short set that a lot of people like. But anyway, with all that said, and with that sort of introduction to walkers, let's get into this coin, which is, you've been looking at 1916D, 65 CAC. It is of the original, but still not dark, like a nice sort of purist. Let's call them purist coins. This is a purist coin. 16Ds are pretty available. There was a non-CAC OGH 65 that just sold for 3,600, and then one of those browner sort of toning coins that I was mentioning that are not good that sold for 2,640. The brown one was CAC'd. And I am asking $2,750 for this coin. This coin is just perfect for what it is. Like perfect gem, would be amazing in a gem set for a purist, but that still wants nice eye appeal. $2,750. All right, I got these out of order now because I was showing you some stuff. Let's go into this 1917. This is a white coin, although it has a little touch of like original sort of white. So 17 sometimes come like this. This would fall into the white category though. 66, never gonna 67, just not quite enough flash, certainly clean, although this is a spot, you've heard me talk about walkers in the past. There can be hits over here, or there can be what I call these frost breaks. Do you see those frost breaks right there? It's important to be able to differentiate that on the sun too, but this coin should never 7 as a result of it. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful 6. Really, really nice eye appeal. Reverse matches perfectly. I'm asking $4,250 for this. There was a CAC that sold for really strong money, $5,760. And then another CAC that sold for $39.95 in 2022. I think this coin's a great buy. I love it. $4,250, and this is a tough coin in CAC. There's 39 of these in CAC, and there's only one single CAC higher. So that's one of the reasons probably why that other coin got pushed up. Somebody probably thought it was a 7. All right, what do we got next? All right, now this is probably going to be the toughest coin for me to sell based on what the info that I just gave you. although this thing has some other stuff going for it, which is why I like it. Okay, so this is on the edge of what I would say is what is purest original and dark acceptable. So this has like dove gray sort of look to it. It has some rose, it has some blue in it. That dove gray sort of look, almost like a gunmetal look. Reverse matches it perfectly. I think one of the some purist guys might like this as acceptable, and some might find it a little bit too dark. I still like the coin. That's why it made the commander's list. I also love this grade, AU58, and the 17S obverse is obviously a lot cooler in my opinion than the 17S reverse. Beautiful coin. This is not a cheap coin. 4,250 bucks. CPG is 4750, and gray sheet is 3,800. So because it's on the darker side, I priced this cheaper. This just doesn't get as much attention because of that dove gray sort of toning to it. But it does have nice eye appeal, and it's actually relatively clean for a 58 coin. It was not banged around. All right, so let's switch back to a white coin, 1918 in 64 CAC. This coin is very high end for the grade. Like you can see, that right obverse field is very nice. This is a tempting coin to crack out. Really, really nice looking piece. 1918s are actually much tougher than 1917s, which are the early, most common date. This coin is 2550. There's some APRs, 2100 all the way up to 3120. Should be very fairly priced at 2550. Go check out 1918s. They are not easy, and that's the easiest one because then there's some mint mark. All right, now the biggest coin of the day. This coin is in the original and pretty, not dark sort of pantheon here. It's got light toning. You can see the original toning. This is how these things tone. They get a little around the edges. Just light toning right here in the fields. 19S's, not very well struck. This is not fully struck, but it is certainly better than most. So you can see, you know, a little bit of a thumb. There's not a mitten. There's some good central point highlights. I'm just admiring this coin. Beautiful. This came with a sticker. It says CAC want list. That is John's handwriting. So whoever I bought this from kept it. You can't see it really well, but you can see some rainbow up here at the top. It goes up around here. This coin probably sat in an album, I would guess. Looks like album toning to me. Very lovely. This coin is 27,500. There's APRs out there that are in this range, mostly in the plus range. There was like a plus that sold for 31,000. And then there's not really been a whole bunch of 65 CACs unto themselves that have sold in the last year. This is a very high demand date, very difficult to find. There's nothing on the market right now. 27.5, and it's yours. Definitely a great blue chip put away coin. Not an upgrade, by the way. This coin will not 6. I'm just looking at it here. I remember looping it. There's some chatter over here in this field. Some people would be tempted to dip it, try to make it white, which is, I'd be scared. Anyway, just keep that in mind. All right, then we have a 1929D. I pulled this out. I thought I had a 38D around, and then because I wanted 9 coins for the commander's list. This coin was on the commander's list, and then it came off. It came off the website. I still really like it. I think it's kind of dumb cheap. It's 1,200 bucks. Go out, look at the APRs. Sorry to reuse one, but I just wanted to have a range of walkers for you, and I thought I had 9 and needed to pull one out. This 29D is a difficult coin. This falls into that original purist non-dark range. Beautiful coin, 1,200 bucks. All right, and then the last 3 are more common, so they're going to be a lot cheaper. This coin is $800. One thing to mention about 37Ds. In my experience, 37Ds that are white and nice with CAC stickers are much harder, well, not much harder. I'd say 10 to 20% harder to find than a 38D, which is kind of like the quote-unquote key date. This is one of these weird mintage sort of things where I think people just lose their mind that it's like, oh, it's the mintage. 37Ds, I think, are harder. Maybe a Walker guy would slap me around and say, no, John, you're completely wrong. But I don't know. Go out and do your research. See if I'm right. See, look at APRs. I didn't do that. This coin, $800, about 20% cheaper than a 38D, which in my opinion is 20% more available. So if that sounds like a good value proposition, especially if you're just trying to do one better walker, consider buying that coin. $800. All right, the only proof of the day is this really pretty, very original 1938. Proofs have a different sort of bifurcation of stuff, but they still fall, I would say, relatively in that same piece. This is like original and nice, not super dark haze, very flashy coin. Certainly not darkly toned, and the mirrors are nice. I paid $600 for this coin. In at $600, I'm asking $700. Buy it back at $600 all day. If you get into extremis, your downside is very low, and the beauty of this is very, very nice. Like an entire set like this, with that original toning. This is original proof set sort of toning. It's not super hard to put together, but in 6, 4, or 5, like, they're really neat to do, and it's a beautiful set. And then finally, this is a coin I bought raw. I don't remember where I bought it raw. This is like the third 39S that I've sold. One was a gold CAC, and another one was an OGH CAC. And then this one, which I just got back from CACG. So here's a great example of why I was saying that some of those earlier ones would not 66. See how there's like nothing over here? Like there's no really even frost breaks, just like the tiniest little bit of frost breaks. Same thing on the sun, very clean. Nice axis here. 66 plus is the grade that I think this is. I don't think this coin's a 7. I think John and company got it right. It's a great looking piece. Selling this for $750. I think I sold the last 66 CAC OGH for $775 or something. And I sold the gold CAC for a lot of money. I think at like $6,000 or more. So anyway, 39S in one of the new CAC labels, which I love so much more than the other ones. I don't know about you folks, but that's it. So $750 on this coin. That is all the walkers I have. That's all the time I have. I'm back to work, writing the commander's list, and gonna go find you guys some more amazing coins. So until next week, happy hunting.